There you go.
Hello, I'm Barbara Gill, and I'd like to welcome you to the University of Maryland. As one of the nation's top-ranked public research institutions, the University of Maryland offers its students opportunities like no other university. The college you choose should expose you to lots of opportunities, all kinds of people, and new ways of thinking.
Are you on tour? If you want to see what Maryland's really like, come with us.
We've got tons of cool stuff we can show you. Come on.
You're really gonna love this.
Hey, testudo.
Look, he's eating it.
Here we are at the center of campus, our beautiful McKeldin Mall.
Whoa.
Look over there.
They must be from the Clark School of Engineering. You gotta check out the wind tunnel. Students are working on a lot of cool stuff in there.
It's top secret. Don't tell anybody. 40 minutes, 70 knots.
Look, it says pseudo. You gotta rub his nose for good luck. Thank you.
You know we have a dairy on campus where we make our own ice cream?
Here, try some. You need to get a quick workout in? This place has everything. We love to play at Maryland.
Whether it's the study of art history or painting the next masterpiece, you can do it all here at Maryland.
Remember, you want to create the most compelling stories that you can. If you do a good job, you're going to have fantastic stories for your reel. So when you apply for jobs, you're going to get hired.
Take it.
Let's hop on the train to D.C. We'll be at the National Mall in like 10 minutes. You know, as a student here at Maryland, you get the opportunity to study all over the world.
Here you go. Maryland has one of the top business schools in the whole country.
If you want to start a company like Google or Under Armour, you have to be fearless.
Oh yeah.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Good. The tour's about to begin. Come on. Maryland's a pretty cool place, isn't it?
Hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina Clark, and today we're going to talk about my alma mater, the University of Maryland College Park. As you can see from that clip, that is one of the tools, advertising and marketing strategies that University of Maryland uses to recruit prospective students. We're going to talk today about what that prospective student looks like at the University of Maryland. Maryland was founded in 1856 as a public institution in Prince George's County, Maryland, which is where it's still located today. It is today is considered a public Ivy because of its high quality curriculum, which is comparable to private Ivy League institutions. It's settled in about 1,400 acres of land in a suburban setting about 6 miles from Washington, D.C., which it boasts over 30,000 students. It's ranked in the top 100 of national schools globally and nationally, and It's a member of the Association of American Universities. And what that means is they're one of 60 research institutions, which is a high esteem to be in. We're known for our 800 clubs and our 60 fraternities and sororities, along with the Maryland Terrapins, who participate in the NCAA Division I Big Ten Conference. The mission of University of Maryland comprises achieving excellence in teaching and learning, research, and public service. Maryland strives for scholarly achievement in the areas of science, arts, and humanities. And their diversity is their third object goal, because what they want is not just diversity in the students, but diversities in the staff and faculty as well. Their vision was within the next decade to become a world-class distinguished institution in the world of higher education. The financial aid, which plays a big part in enrollment management, has a mission statement which says, we don't want any child left behind. We want to make sure that every student, regardless of income, has access to funds to achieve a quality education if they are academically qualified. The student financial aid consists of federal Pell Grants, the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, the University of Maryland Grant, the State of Maryland Grant, and of course federal work study and loans. The University of Maryland is accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. We're ranked as number 63 in the best colleges in the U.S. News and World Report, number 22 in Public Research Institution, number 10 as the best value college among public colleges, and one of the best global universities in the world. Additional rankings is most innovative school, number 15. We're number 9 at entrepreneurship for undergraduates, according to the Princeton Review, and number 17 for Fulbright scholars. Here is a chart of the hierarchy of the University of Maryland, starting with the president, Dr. Wallace Lowe. I had the opportunity of meeting Dr. Lowe when he came to Atlanta in the spring because we have a University of Maryland Atlanta Alumni Association here. So we get together often to mingle and see what each other is doing. What type of student gets into the University of Maryland? What do you have to have? What kind of SAT score? What type of ACT score? What type of GPA? What does the whole student look like that gets admitted into University of Maryland? Let's take a look. Maryland receives over 33,000 applications just to fit 4,300 students in. They accept approximately 44% of total applications, which means the SAT score must be anywhere between 1330 to 1470. The ACT scores are between 30 and 34, and the average GPA is 4.26. Maryland is extremely competitive, so that tells you must be at the top of your class in order to get in. According to the U.S. News World and Report, Maryland is considered more selective, not highly selected like the Ivy Leagues, and not selective like maybe a state college but more selective. Maryland has 20 admission counselors to secure freshmen for the school year. Transfer students we get about 5,000 applications just to fill 1,800 slots, a little over 1,800 slots. Your GPA must be a B average or better, but keep in mind it's still very competitive. The students must have completed English and math requirements before being accepted into Maryland's program. There are 5 transfer representatives and 2 international admission counselors. The cost of attendance, as you can see, for state and Maryland residents, keeping in mind that University of Maryland enrolls 2/3 of the students that they accept from the state of Maryland. So 1/3 of the students are actually out-of-state students. So it's truly a state school. Maryland's ethnic diversity. What type of students do they accept as far as diversity is concerned? Well, as you can see here, white students comprise half of the population at University of Maryland, 50%, with Asian, African Americans, Hispanics, and non-resident aliens, and of course other, as comprise the other 50%, with Asians being 16.3, Black Americans 12.9, and Hispanics at 9.7. In gender, more women apply and to University of Maryland than men, but it's kind of, it's just like a 2% difference, but generally more women. On the national average, on the diversity score, University of Maryland rates higher than the national average in enrolling diversity, according to ethnic, gender, geographic location, and overall. Maryland has 12 colleges and over 90 majors for undergraduates. Their resources continue in the areas of academic advising, which is strongly encouraged there. In Maryland, you must see your academic advisor before you're even able to sign up for classes. Financial aid, they have student support services for everybody in the forms of programs, tutoring, you name it, it's there. Retention, big part of maintaining. Retention leads to graduation. Maryland exceeds many universities in the country with a 96% rate of students staying on for the second year. As you can see here from our chart, Maryland supersedes the national average for retention. They serve more than 10,000 undergraduate students from multi-ethnic origins, and they use their academic, personal, and programs to help students stay in Maryland and graduate from Maryland. The graduation rate is 85% within 150% normal time, with a retention rate again of 96. So when your retention rate is 96, your students are going to graduate. The cohort default rate is very important because it tells us who's graduating and if they're paying their student loans back. Because this is very important for the college to receive, other funding, contributions down the road, and it helps their ratings as well. As you can see, when compared to the national 3-year default rate of 6.9%, University of Maryland is doing very well. Their total default rate was 11.5%, and last year it was 11.3%. Here is the comparison for University of Maryland versus the national average. As you can see, the national average is almost twice as high, a little over, almost 3 times as high as Maryland's 3-year default rate. So Maryland's doing pretty good. Maryland's financial status is they're dependent, like all universities, on tuition, endowments and gifts, partnerships from the state, federal, nonprofits, and profits, along with alumni contributions. Their endowments are tremendous. I mean, they've had a 13% increase in 33% increase in 1 year, and this year they received $611 million in endowments, and that's because a lot of their research funding, they receive millions of dollars in that. The SWOT analysis shows the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Maryland is very strong. Their strengths and opportunities are pretty much the same. That's what keeps them strong, and they can take that and create opportunities for themselves. The weaknesses and threats are pretty much the same too, because if you are aware of, once we're aware, they are aware of those weaknesses that can occur, they are able to defend themselves against threats. Hi, back to me. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on University of Maryland. But just a quick note, I want to make a note of some of the alumni that have graduated from Maryland, aside from me. Gail King from CBS, Connie Chung, she was an Emmy Award winning journalist as well. Aaron Magruder who created Boondocks, the cartoon and the book. Mr. The Muppet Man, Jim Henson from the Muppets. David Simon, he wrote The Wire. And and just to name a few. Oh, Mr. Bashan, who started the Outback Steakhouse and Carrabba's. And of course, one of my favorites is the gentleman from Steinfeld. So anyway, hope you enjoyed my presentation, and make sure you go check out University of Maryland College Park.